Hey guys, this is Anthony Fritchley, known as Anthony Fritchley 2003 on my YouTube channel here. And this is going to be a homemade VHS update, which I made 4 homemade VHS tapes recently. Which I just finally made those tapes. And I'd be able to fixing those tapes and splicing and replacing and removing those reels and putting this stuff on the other films or other reels and stuff like that, in case you're wondering. I'm very good at fixing and splicing VHS tapes. In case you were wondering it, guys, I'm a VHS fixing expert, in case you were wondering. And in case you were wondering it, guys, if my tapes get snapped, I just know what to do, you guys. All I had to do is fix VHS tapes and splicing the tape after the tape got snapped. Mostly it'd be a lot better if it's snapped when it gets to the clear to the black part. So yeah, and I don't have to worry about throwing it away. So yeah. So anyways, here are the 4 homemade VHS tapes I made. Well, I did add the fake barcode with color sides on it. Well, one is in SP mode, but these 3 are in EP mode. And these are actually the homemade VHS tapes that I made that I recorded off through a DVD. And it was from the Anchor Bay and Hit Entertainment, which are actually the old Thomas and the Tank and Jim friends. But another thing there, which are George Carlin, were narrated by George Carlin. So yep, homemade VHS tapes that I recorded off from a DVD. Yeah, in case you're wondering, when I add the warning screen off from a DVD, it has the DVD warning screen instead of the VHS warning screen from Anchor Bay. So yeah. So anyways, here. So yeah, those are the Thomas homemade VHS tapes I made. So let's get started. Here's what I started recently. I already did those update videos on those. I did do the update videos. I did have this is one I did. I showed you last time, so the last video I did was I'd show you these homemade VHS updates, which is Best of Thomas and his friends help out, and Best of Gore. But right now I made 4 of those. And by the way, those 2 are double features. First, here's the homemade VHS tape I made first recently, I haven't showed you yet. Sing Along and Stories. And any of the yep. And so you're wondering, this tape I made was in EP mode. And I just pretended made this as a rank video deluxe because I just had the fake this one is the barcode with fake. This is actually not real. I just made my own barcode sticker. It's a fake barcode with this one has yellow sights on it. I did put the strange closing in this tape. The only thing I added is the strange closing. It has the white screen of death at the end, and that's in the stack for the rest of the tape, and that's it. Yep. I just made it back in June 30th, 2025. Any of the tapes I made I'd be able to fix and splicing, it's a lot of work. Really good job. I did a pretty good job making homemade tapes, and making these tapes look normal. Now they looks perfect on this tape. This is not full tape. It's just a little bit. This is what it looked like. This is actually, yeah, and it's not spliced during that whole thing. So yep. It is spliced during the blank static though, replaced with another film. Yep. Yeah, for some reason I didn't screw it back on the middle one, but it'll still play fine. I did for some reason it was somewhere pretty green, but it'll still work. Fake barcode with yellow sides. So when I made those homemade tapes with the fake barcodes that I record EP mode, we probably know what it has at the end. And those 2 tapes are double feature I made, and this one is an EP mode. Here's the first double feature homemade VHS tape I made, which is Thomas and Friends. First is Thomas Gets Bumped in Other Stories, and number 2 is Thomas Percy and the Dragon. And those both were taken from the 2006 DVDs by Hit Entertainment, which is the old Hit logo. No print date, and it has the fake barcode with purple sides on it. And this homemade tape was from with a Hit Entertainment with an old Hit logo as well. Here's the tape I made. Here's the tape I made. This used to be a T120 tape, which is a Japanese blank VHS, but not anymore. The rest of the film strip was from the other one that came with this. So yeah. It's printed July 1st, 2025. It used to be a full tape, but not anymore. Right now it's been, the only thing in a splice is somewhere during the blank static. And no printing, it was a fake barcode with purple sights on it. And I did have the widescreen at the end. This is a perfect design, a little old, so because of the old Thomas stuff, that's why I decided to do that. Now here's another double feature. This tape is an SP mode, which is taken from the 2007 DVD, which contains the new Hit Entertainment logo, which contains double feature which is a big day for Thomas and Other Stories and Trust Thomas and Other Stories. The print that I made is the homemade VHS tape I made is July 1st, 2025. Oh yeah, and this tape was July 1st and June 30th, 2025. So yeah, I did add the fake barcode with green sides on it. I did add this one's a super short, I did add the very super short widescreen depth, silent widescreen depth, and then that's it. The tape, and then it just goes to the stack for the rest of the tape. And finally, for this homemade VHS update, is Percy's Ghostly Trick and Other Thomas Stories. Yeah, it contains one Thomas sing-along before the stories. And it was taken from a 2007 DVD by Hit Entertainment with a new Hit logo. And yes, any of the new Hit logos from Thomas or any other Hit Entertainment VHS Hit Entertainment DVDs never had a VHS release, which uses the new Hit logo. For some reason, the new Hit logo probably came out after they stopped making VHS's Hit Entertainment tapes. They only had the old Hit logos. Anyways, homemade VHS was made in July 2nd, 2025. And it has a fake barcode with red sides on it. And this one does have the widescreen at the end. Yep, this is an EP mode tape. Yep. And this tape looks kind of the same similar like Little Bear VHS tapes. So yeah. That like Meet Little Bear or any other tapes that are in EP mode. And the full tape was actually a 37 and 38 minute full tape. Even though this tape is 33 minutes. Let's have the Thomas and Friends DVD trailer from 2007 with closed captions. I did have the Thomas and Friends DVD trailer at the beginning or at the end. Well, at the end it has closed captions, but the DVD trailer at the beginning does not. So yeah. So yeah, those are the homemade Thomas VHS updates that I made recently. Oh, never mind. I'll stick. These are actually just one feature, and these are double features. This is the only tape I only made two homemade Thomas VHS tapes that are in SP mode. One is this one, and that one is right there, like I said in the last update. Yep. This is an SP, and that's an EP mode. Yep. So yeah, those are the homemade Thomas VHS updates. So yeah. And by the way, I do make homemade VHS tapes, including DVDs. So yeah, for some reason I come back making homemade VHS tapes. But when I record tapes, no matter next time I can usually like making homemade VHS tapes, not like a random mix record, since I record DVDs now. So yeah. See, I can record I do make homemade VHS tapes and DVDs nowadays, not just VHS anymore. So yeah, not only just VHSs anymore. So yeah, because a while ago I could only just make homemade VHS tapes and cassette tapes, but not DVDs or CDs. So yeah. So yeah, those are the homemade VHS updates. This is the tapes I made recently. But I was planning to do a homemade VHS update on July 2nd, but I just forgot to bring this along to work and by the way, I am not at my house. So yeah. So those are the homemade VHS updates that I made recently. So yeah. And by the way, I just add the color of things because of the background, like on these Thomas DVDs or VHS, like they did. Yep, that's what I did. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Peace.